Hello there, how are you? I am going to be using this in my hair. I found this at Walmart on sale. It said it was originally $10 and I found it for $5, so I took one look at the ingredients and I knew I had to get it because I can't read all of these ingredients, but I'm just going to read you out the ingredients that I do understand. There's castor seed oil as the #1 ingredient, paraffin, soybean oil, hemp seed oil, a lot of other oils I can't read, sesame seed oil, aloe leaf extract, safflower oil. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. It's called the Grow Grease by Janelle Stevens in my state of Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. So, I had to get it. I am hoping to use like maybe a third of this balm today in this video. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be answering your questions you had for me in my last video. And I'm going to be talking all about my study abroad trip to Japan in this episode. I only got 4 questions. What can I say? I'm popular. No, but that's okay though, because I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll just be able to answer all of your questions today. I did just brush my hair, just detangle it really quick, and put it in this loose braid. And then the directions say to apply a little bit and leave it in until your next wash day. But I am going to apply a lot of it and leave it in for probably like a couple hours and then wash it out. So, not exactly following the directions, but I think I have a good idea. So I'm just gonna detangle really quick. A little extra detangling. Because, once you have oil on your hair, it can be difficult to brush afterwards. I don't really want to brush my hair any afterwards, so I want to get it nice and detangled now. And then I will wrap it up at the end so I can keep in all those oils and the moisture and not get it everywhere. Today, you may be wondering about the change in scenery for today's episode. I am currently dog sitting, so it's nice and quiet over at this house. So I figured I should take advantage of one of their spare rooms and film a little video. You might hear the dog that I'm dog sitting occasionally in the background because he is a pug, and pugs are not exactly known for their breathing skills. So yeah, he's kind of fallen asleep out there and you might hear him snoring a little, or in his 2 IQ, he might start barking at nothing. I'm trying to part my hair right down the middle so the oil goes on evenly. But I don't have a mirror or anything, so I'm just hoping for the best. My Cinderella brush, by the way. My mom got it for me for my birthday. I think it's really pretty. Anyways, now that I have it mostly detangled, I will go ahead and answer your first question. what was your favorite part of being in Japan? So, it's kind of hard to answer this, obviously. And I feel like you might think that I would say like the food or something, which is true, but I thought it was like basic, you know what I mean? So, besides like basic obvious things, I would say one of my number one most favorite things that really stood out to me was the customer service in Japan. They treat you generally really well as a customer. I only had one bad experience, and it wasn't even that bad. Like, I've had much worse experiences in Japan, in America. But I only had one bad customer service experience in Japan, and that was at the post office. So I'm not sure what would be the best way to apply this. My first thought is to warm it up a little. I'm not sure. But yeah, even despite the post office experience, which wasn't even that bad, she just kind of looked at me a little weird. But for the most part, even just like going to like the grocery store, even just going to the grocery store, like the store clerks were so nice. And even at like 7-Eleven, they would be so nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed that compared to America, where you can go to the grocery store and they don't really care about you, you know what I mean? What else? Oh yeah, so another thing I liked, though to be fair, this is kind of just thanks to the time that I went. I don't understand the economy and all that, but when I went, the dollar to yen conversion was really good for me. So a lot of the stuff in like the grocery store was relatively inexpensive in my dollars, you know? So I thought that was really nice because I would get like whole big meals for only like $6. This one of the restaurants I really liked is Yakinoya, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure it's Yakinoya. I think they're popular outside of America too, but I've never seen one outside of America. And I got like beef and chicken with rice and soup for only like $6-7. It was awesome, and it was so good too. It was really good. And lastly, I just want to say one of my favorite things was the quiet. It was pretty dang quiet in Japan. And you know, like me, like making ASMR and stuff, I really noticed the quiet, and I just really liked it. It was so peaceful. The dorm that I lived on, like the road next to the dorm that I lived on, was, well, let me just put it this way. The entire 3 to 4 months I was there, I did not hear a single car engine while inside my dorm. I don't even think I heard like an ambulance siren while I was in my dorm. So I don't know if maybe I just got lucky with my dorm, but I don't know. I really did not notice that many loud engines, at least not compared to America, you know? The only exception to this was in Nara, Japan. I went to the deer park. I also forgot to mention the deer park. Probably my most favorite place in all of Japan. Seriously, the Nara deer park is amazing. Yeah, probably my number one most favorite experience. And if I ever go back to Japan, which I mean I hope to do sometime in the future, of course, then the Nara Deer Park is definitely something I would do again. So yeah, you know, what can I say? The customer service, the prices, and the quietness, the peacefulness of Japan, those were my favorite things about Japan. Let me just finish working this oil in. I put on my long nails just for this oil. I thought it would come in handy, and it is, to work this oil into my scalp, even though my arms are getting a little tired. So let me go ahead and get off this hair and then answer my next question. What was the next question? Let's see. What kind of reactions did your hair get in Japan? So I have two main examples, I would say, to share with you guys. But first off, once I get all these random strands clinging to me, you know, that's what happens with the oil. I forgot to bring my comb, so I got this idea from Ariel, the Disney princess. We are gonna go Ariel style and use this fork to work this oil farther into my scalp. And if you didn't notice, I read out the name. I hope I read out the name right. The Grow Grease. So I'm hoping it really does grow my hair, you know. I'm gonna get the fork up in here. So, what was the question again? Oh, the reactions. So, is this working? It feels like it's working. It feels kind of good. Oh, so the question's right. What kind of reactions did my hair get? So the first thing that happened was I went to, this was in like, this had to be like within my first month of going there, of being in Japan. I went to 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven that was right next to the university. And when I walked in, I grabbed a little basket, and this clerk was over in the corner about 10 feet away from me. This 7-Eleven clerk. And she immediately made eye contact with me upon me entering the store. And she was kind of staring at me for a while, for a few seconds. And at first, I was really nervous, and she made me really nervous at first, but just because I could not hear what she was saying at first, because she was kind of like whispering something, but with all of the other noises in the 7-Eleven, I couldn't really hear her. So she was saying something, and she was just kind of like looking at me like, that's how she was looking at me. So I was worried at first. I was really worried at first. I thought I did something wrong. I thought I was like wearing something wrong. I thought I broke a rule or something. Like, I was really nervous. But then I started taking steps closer to her to kind of close the distance. And then that's when she looked at me and she was just like, Rapunzel, kawaii. And that's when I was immediately like, oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. She had me so worried at first. I was still like a bit like adrenaline for a little while, but that was probably like one of my favorite times ever of a stranger noticing my hair. That was just so sweet and cute. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I just said like arigatou gozaimasu and finished my 7-Eleven shopping. But the thing is though, that was kind of like the only time anyone really commented on my hair. But the thing is also, I got a lot of stares. And I noticed it was specifically when I had my hair down that I would get a lot of stares. Because there were sometimes when I would go out and I would have my hair wrap on, you know? So my lips are kind of dry, and I just thought this would be great for my lips too, right? What do we think? Is that too much? I hope not. I don't have a mirror, so you know, we freeballing it over here. So yeah, sometimes when I would wear my hair bun, I noticed I got significantly less people staring. Like, even from people like in their cars, when they would drive past, they would be like staring at me. And I would always try to stare back. That's the thing. I don't know why. I just decided that was what I needed to do for myself. I needed to just stare back. And that's what I did. I just locked eye contact. And I was like, yeah. So, but the only other time I really got any comments on my hair was from my friend. I met the university, the Japanese university I was studying at, would put you with someone called a language buddy. And the girl I was paired with was super nice and super sweet. And we went to a conveyor belt sushi restaurant with her and her friend. And they would ask me so many questions about my hair. Like, they would ask me, how often do I wash it? And I told them, well, you know, only once a week. But when I do wash it, it takes me like at least 5 hours. And they were freaking out, like, oh my gosh, 5 hours. And you know, 5 hours, that's kind of on the lower end, to be honest. It usually takes me much longer than 5 hours, if we're being honest. So yeah, they would just ask me a lot of questions, like, when did I start growing out my hair? Do I ever get it cut? Or like, how do I do that? And I explained like the search and destroy method and all that stuff, you know, all those questions. But they were really sweet. I really appreciated that. It always makes me feel good to get some nice comments about my hair, both in real life and online. Because, you know, look at this. I put a lot of work into growing my hair, okay? So it's nice for people to recognize it. Anyways, I'm gonna try to finish working at the back over here while I answer this next question. What is that next question? Oh my gosh, my hands, I forgot my hands are all oily and slippery. Did family and friends have a reaction to your growth when returning? I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, because I obviously didn't post as much while in Japan. But I think I didn't exactly calculate this, but I think my hair grew about 3 to 4 inches while I was out in Japan. And just generally taking a little break from the internet to focus on Japan. And that was enough. That 3 or 4 inches was enough to get me to knee length, which, of course, if you've watched my other videos, you probably know that's like halfway. I would consider that like halfway to my goal of floor length. Floor length and beyond. Like, I've always said, like, just however long my hair wants to grow, basically, I will let my hair grow to that and try to support it along the way, like with these nice little oils. This little what's it called? I forget what it's called. Anyway, so yeah, my hair grew about 3 to 4 inches, which I felt was pretty significant. And I think it also grew that much because, one, I was gone for 3 to 4 months, so about like 3 to 4 inches, that would make sense for my rate of growth. But I mean, obviously nobody in Japan like noticed my growth. I mean, some of my classmates, like in my classes, they would notice the length of my hair, but obviously no one in Japan like noticed it growing, because I was only there for like 3 or 4 months. But when I returned back, actually, I would say to answer your question, did I get, like, how did my family react when I came back? There wasn't much of a reaction. My dad didn't really have anything to say. My boyfriend, already saw pictures of me. I already sent him like a ton of pictures while I was gone anyway, so he was just kind of used to it and expecting it. I think it was only really my mom that said something. I can't remember totally, but I think she just kind of said, I was actually kind of surprised. She said my hair looked good. She said my hair looked really good. She said like the color of my hair looked really good. So, and just I think she just like mentioned that it was like longer. So yeah, there actually wasn't much of a reaction. I think my family and friends are getting to a point where they're just used to my hair by now. I would hope, at least, because I do not need any judgment or whatever from my family about my hair length, you know? I don't got time for that. So yeah, it was pretty much all positive, but just not that much in the first place. And actually, my hair is so long now. My hair is so long now to knee length that when I wear a braid, you can tell it's kind of becoming more obvious. Because, you know, every time I do a braid, I keep it kind of tight, and that really shortens the length of my hair when you have a kind of tight braid, you know what I mean? So for the most part, like, people who aren't used to seeing long braids won't know, they won't understand how long my hair actually is, you know what I mean? So I was able to like kind of hide in public with my braid like that just because so many people wouldn't understand, you know what I mean? But now that my hair is knee length, when I put it in a braid, it's still like halfway down my thigh. So it's still kind of at the point where people look at my hair a lot, just like straight up. They just look at my hair a lot. And nobody really says anything. In America, I feel like it's more common. And I also suspect that people think it's extensions. Just like, honey, look at my Instagram, look at my YouTube. So yeah, I also suspect that people might think that it's extensions, which I think is weird. Like, it's not like I wear my long nails or anything in public, and I don't wear a lot of makeup in public. Like, I wear like half of this in public, so I don't know why you would think I would be the type of person to have extensions, but whatever. So my last question over here: did I see many Japanese women with long hair? And it may surprise you that actually, no. I felt that when I was going there, I felt that the trend of the time was to actually have short hair. I noticed a lot more college girls with short hair, which is fine by me. Like, honestly, I would rather everybody else have short hair, so then my long hair will look even longer. But yeah, so I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I didn't expect to see a lot of long hair women in Japan, but yeah, there definitely wasn't. I don't think I saw any woman with hair past her hips, I don't think. The vast majority of women in Japan, like 90%, did not have hair below their ribs. Especially, it seemed the older you get, the more likely it is you want to present as being mature and being a mom, and that means short hair for a lot of the older women in Japan. And so, you know, like college age girls, high school girls will kind of copy that a little bit, I think. This is just like my theory. And yeah, what can I say? There were a lot of short hair women in Japan. But again, that's fine with me. I have the long hair, so you guys can look at it. What else? I can't think of anything else I want to say. I mean, don't forget, you guys, I do have one more thing to end off the video with, but I did just want to say really quick. Feel free to leave even more questions about Japan. If you thought of another question about my study abroad in Japan after watching this video, then feel free to comment it again, because I think I'll probably have a part 2 saying something more about Japan, because I also feel like I should do, I don't know what kind of stories I should tell about while in Japan. I mean, nothing really crazy happened. I could tell like short, quick stories about like the embarrassing times that I have. If anybody wants to see that, please comment below. It only takes one comment, literally only one comment, and I will do that in my next whispering video. So if you want to hear about my embarrassing, just short little embarrassing stories, nothing crazy while I was in Japan, just comment below. I'm sorry, my nose is friggin' runny. My nose runs more than I do sometimes. Anyways, lastly, to end off this video, I just wanted to give a shout out really quick. I have my Patreon shout out to do. But the thing is, as we all know, I've been away while in Japan. So I only currently have one person on my Patreon shout out tier, but that is totally okay, because that just means you get a super special one person shout out right now. Mike Rowan, I hope I'm saying that right. This person, Mike Rowan, has supported me so much. Like, Mike Rowan has single-handedly saved me from homelessness. So yeah, huge shout out to Mike Rowan and all of his Patreon support in my Patreon shout out tier. If you want to head over to my Patreon, I also have things like, I wrote it down, I have things like full body dunking, washing my hair. I have little 30-second clips on my Instagram and TikTok, Zelda ASMR. If you wanna see little 30-second clips of these videos for free. But I do have like 10, 13, 15-minute videos over on my Patreon of things like a full body bathtub dunking, washing my hair, and what else? My boyfriend washed my hair in the bathtub, which he was a little nervous, but I think it turned out pretty good. I have dancing with my long, loose, open hair. Chill. It's a chill, slow. I tried to be kind of sensual over on my Patreon. A lot of these are only for $1. That's the thing. A lot of these are only in the $1 tier. So that's like, you're stealing from me at that point. But yeah, I have some other videos in the $5 tier, but again, most of the stuff only $1 if you want to go check it out. Available in many different countries and many different currencies, so just saying. Sorry, I gotta shout myself out really quick. And also, next hair washing day, at the end of this week, I'm pretty sure, I am going to be doing my next most voted idea. I think this is going to be like the number 3 or number 4 most voted idea on my Patreon poll, which is showering with my long nails and a special new outfit. Let's just say, if you have been wanting a leather hair washing shampoo video, you better look out next week. I'm not gonna say exactly what kind of outfit I have, but let's just say we got a good leather hair washing ASMR video coming up next hair washing day. So not today, but like later in the week. So how is my hair looking? Does it look like the oil is saturated? I'm gonna go look in the mirror and stuff. I might comb a little bit more with this fork. and then I'm gonna let that sit for probably like an hour or two, and then I'll wash it out. So thank you so much for thank you so much for watching, and shout out to this Grow Grease. I hope it works. It feels pretty good. Many of my favorite types of oils. So and oh yeah, castor seed oil, that is really good for hair growth. I just remembered castor seed oil. I like it. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I love you.